Welcome to the Great Mohau's YouTube channel, where Mohau explores everything science and technology.
Welcome to Tech Talk Weekly with a computer science major. So this week we are going to explore a fascinating topic that's close to my heart, transitioning from physics and computer science. I will share my personal journey and provide valuable coding tips for beginners, especially those with a background in physics or other science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. Whether you're considering a career change or just curious about technology, this episode is for you. Fine. So, the first question, why transition from physics to computer science, right? So, why did I decide to transition from physics and computer science? For me, it was about exploring new opportunities and applying my analytical skills in a different context. Physics teaches you how to model complex systems, how to solve problems, and how to think critically. Skills that are incredibly valuable in programming. In physics, you often work with simulations and mathematical models. These skills are directly applicable to coding, where you might model real world phenomena or create simulations using programming languages like Python or MATLAB. Additionally, this tech industry offers a wide range of career paths, from software engineering to data science, which can be very appealing to those looking for diverse opportunities. Great. So that's the reason I decided to pursue a degree in computer science. That's the reason I transitioned from physics to computer science. As I said on my previous video, initially my goal was to become an astrophysicist, and then as time went by, I then wanted to become a software engineer, a full stack software engineer. So the second section that I will cover is the coding tips for beginners. I'm not an expert, but as you might know, I am an IT specializing in computer science student at the University of Free State, right? And my technology career did not start here. It started at Northwest University back in 2022. Okay. So now when it comes to coding is practical. And what you have to do, you have to start with basics, right? Begin with beginner-friendly languages like Python or JavaScript. You can also try HTML5 and CSS for web development, because JavaScript, it also falls into web development. Python is great, right? It's a great programming language for beginners because it's easy to read and write. It's more like English. It's not like all these other programming languages with, yeah, the jargon over there, the syntax. It's a bit, yeah, but it's not English per se, but Python is actually much simpler to read, right? To read and write. And it's widely used in many fields, including data science and machine learning. So you need to use resources like W3 Schools, as I have already mentioned on my previous video, Code Academy, or Khan Academy. So Academy, you can find it on YouTube. Also Khan Academy, you'll find it on YouTube. Khan Academy also has a website, and they have an application that you can download. You can learn programming and any other module that you're focusing on, or subject if you're in high school, right? So to learn the fundamentals, these platforms offer interactive lessons that make learning fun and engaging. As I have said, you can find them on YouTube, you can find them on their website, and they also have an application, right? So here's another thing. There's the second part when it comes to learning how to code. You need to learn by doing. You cannot learn by watching those tutorial videos on YouTube. You cannot learn by reading what's provided on their application or on their website. No, you need to learn by doing. The best way to learn coding is doing it, right? there's a book that I'm reading this year. So it's so this year my prescribed programming language, well, the prescribed programming language for the University of Free State is C sharp, right? So the book that I'm reading this year, it's B sharp with C sharp, right? So there's a quote over there. I am going to paraphrase. It's simply learn by doing. You cannot learn by listening to your lecture, and as a result, you cannot blame your lectures because at the end of the day, you listen, but you also have to do something all by yourself when you get to your room or something like that. I'll just put the code over there because now I'm actually messing it up, but it's simply learn by doing, right? Fine. So start with small projects like building a calculator or a simple game. This hands-on approach helps solidify concepts and builds confidence. So the more you build these small applications, these small calculators, these small projects, you solidify your concept, your understanding in that particular programming, and that also builds your confidence. Because I mean, the first line that I wrote, it was "Hello World." If you've watched tutorial videos on YouTube, you know almost everyone who starts coding, their first line will always be "Hello World." My second line was "Hello World, I am the great Mohau." That was my second line. So those small projects, they will initially build your confidence and solidify your concepts, right? Okay. So if you have a physics background, try creating simulations similar to those you used in your studies. For example, you could model the trajectory of a projectile using Python. So Python, you can do a lot of things. As I've mentioned, it's also used in machine learning, right? So fine. The third point is you need to focus on problem solving. Coding is all about breaking down complex problems into manageable steps. So in my practicals, every week we have scenarios. Those scenarios, we have to break them down into smaller problems, right? Into smaller manageable steps or manageable problems that a programmer can understand and code and then eventually solve the problem. So that's a whole scenario over there. I believe in physics, that's what we all do. We have a scenario, we need to break that scenario down so that we can eventually solve it, right? So that's what programming is all about at the end of the day. You solve problems, right? This is a skill you likely honed in physics, as I've already mentioned, right? Where you often analyze complex systems. Practice coding challenges on platforms like HackerRank or LeetCode. I would highly recommend LeetCode, right? So these sites offer a variety of problems that help you improve your coding skills in a structured way. And then if you want to learn C Sharp, please do check out .NET, .NET Fiddle. Yeah, it's .NET Fiddle. I'll put the link over there. And yes, I'll put something on the screen. It's .NET Fiddle, right? .NET as in like period, net, Fiddle. That's the website you can use if you don't want to use Visual Studio 2019 or 2022. So the fourth one is you need to utilize online resources. So Khan Academy is there, but then we also have online courses, right? So take advantage of massive open online courses, which are MOOCs, right? On platforms like Coursera or edX. So these ones are not free. Well, they do provide some, free courses, but they are limited. It's more like you're on a trial or anything like that, or something like that. So yeah, these ones are not free. Be prepared to pay for these ones. These courses provide structured learning paths and often include real-world projects, right? The second point is you need to join communities like Stack Overflow, which is basically a platform where if maybe you have a programming question, you put out your question out there, and then if somebody has an answer, they will answer, right? For support, so use Stack Overflow for support and GitHub for collaboration. So you can use GitHub to upload your code and collaborate with other programmers, right? um, on certain projects, because I remember back in 2023 we were using C++ at NW, or that was my second year. We were using C++. We had to design a library management system. Well, that's a project my group and I decided to design. It was a library management system using C++, and we did utilize GitHub. Yeah, so for collaboration, that's the platform to use, GitHub, because you can easily upload your code over there without running out of space or something like that. So yeah, that's a great one. And then these platforms are invaluable for learning from others and getting feedback on your work. Stack Overflow is there for feedback, right? Yes. And then the next part that I will cover is how you can transition effectively from another field into computer science. Some of you out there, you are studying, a different degree. Some of you are studying physics, you're thinking of, transitioning into computer science. Some of you are studying probably medicine, thinking of transitioning into computer science, or something in the EMS, economic and management sciences. And you're thinking of, transitioning into computer science, right? So transitioning into a new field can be challenging. For me, well, it wasn't that challenging because I'm still in the same faculty. So yeah, but it can be challenging. But here are some strategies to make it smoother. Firstly, you need to define your goals. As I have said, that's what I started by doing. I defined my goals. Back in high school, my goal was to become an astrophysicist, right? First year, 2022, I'm doing physics, fine. Second year, my goal changes. I now want to pursue a career in software engineering. Hence, I then decided to, continue with computer science, which is from 2025 onwards. So, are you interested in becoming a software engineer, a data scientist, or perhaps a web developer? If it's a yes, 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 then clarifying your goals helps focus your learning efforts. You need to do research, right? Research the skills required for your desired role and create a learning plan accordingly. For me, that's what I did. Sat down, I was like, okay, cool. Physics, it would be at my advantage, right? But I would like to focus more on computer science, have a deeper knowledge in computer science without having to split my attention into another major. So I just wanted to major with computer science as it is. So that was me defining my goal and then deciding what to do with that definition. Secondly, you need to build a portfolio. In tech, you must have a portfolio, right? You need to build a portfolio. Without a portfolio, you don't seem that much credible, because in tech, you need to be building projects. As I said, it doesn't matter. It can be a simple project. Just keep on building project. It doesn't matter how simple it is. Keep on building projects, because as I've already mentioned, that augments your concepts, right? The knowledge of the concept, the programming concepts, and it builds your confidence at the end of the day. So start building projects that demonstrate your coding skills, right? This could be anything from a simple web app to a machine learning model. Well, for a machine learning model, yeah, you should be a bit experienced for it, but you can start with a simple web application, right? Yes. So use GitHub to showcase your projects publicly. You can also use LinkedIn. This not only helps you track your progress, but also serves as a portfolio when applying for jobs. Well, when you're applying for jobs in the tech industry, your resume, right? They will likely, um, require your GitHub profile. So hence why it's important for you to build, even if it's a simple, project. It's important for you to build project to showcase your skills, right? To just go on LinkedIn and say I'm experienced in this and this and that. I mean, where's the work to prove it, right? Where's the work to prove it? For you to get that technical interview, I mean, you need to prove to them that yes, you are skilled, so that when you get into the technical interview, you don't just freeze and then you don't know what to do. So yeah, you don't want to be wasting other people's time. Okay. So the third point is you need to network and look for a mentor, right? Connect with professionals who have made similar transitions. LinkedIn is a great platform for this, and you can also join tech forums or attend industry events. Fine. I was about to mention something, but okay, on the 2nd up until the 3rd of June, at the Sentin Conventional Center, there's going to be a cybersecurity summit. Check it out. I will leave the link. I think the registrations are closed though. I think they're closed by now. But then there's going to be a cybersecurity summit on the 2nd up until the 3rd of June at the Sentin Conventional Center. It's in Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, right? Okay, if you're watching from overseas. That's the third point. And then having a mentor can provide valuable guidance and motivation. They can offer insights into the industry and help you navigate challenges. So I remember it was, yeah, 2024, last year, right? So yes, I was still at NW last year. While I was still doing, that researching the skills required and all that, I actually had this other guy. He had just graduated in 2023, I believe. In 2024, he was already working as an intern software engineer. And I just contacted him and wanted to know more about the field, what is required in the field. And yes, I got some insights. Having a mentor, it helps. So I also asked him to become my mentor so that I have guidance as I, throughout this journey. I cannot do this all by myself. You cannot do this all by yourself. Everybody needs somebody to guide them in life, right? And then the fourth point is soft skills. So soft skills matter. While technical skills are crucial, don't underestimate the importance of soft skills like communication, teamwork, and adaptability, right? You need to be able to adapt. You need to be able to work in a team because as a software engineer, we work as a team, right? You might be assigned a particular project, but in that project, a particular task, right? There's a project and then there are tasks, right? You might be assigned a particular task, but then those tasks combined, they make up a particular project. So teamwork is crucial. Teamwork is crucial. And of course, if you're working in a team, you need to be able to communicate with your team members, right? So communication, teamwork, and the ability to adapt. Those are the important soft skills. Being able to explain complex concepts simply is essential in technology, especially when working in teams or presenting projects. Just imagine, this is a very good point because just imagine you are presenting you just designed an application and then you're presenting your application so to an audience that doesn't know a lot about programming, and then you start talking like technical jargon and all that. I mean, you're going to confuse people, even investors. I don't think they might be interested in investing because they don't understand what you're saying. So you need to be able to explain complex concepts simply, right? And then the fourth segment is overcoming challenges. So transitioning into a new field isn't always easy. Not in my case, but okay, if maybe you're coming from a different faculty to, the natural and agricultural science faculty, yes, it might be, a bit challenging. Here are some common challenges and how to overcome them. The first point is that you will most likely experience imposter syndrome. Uh, Believe me, I still experience it till this date because when you're programming, at times your code doesn't run. You need to get used to that. And then you start doubting yourself over this. So, yeah, it's common to feel like you don't belong or that you're not good enough. Remember that everyone starts somewhere. Remember how I started. My first line, hello world. My second line, hello world, I am the great Mohau. And it's okay to make mistakes. Remember that. Okay. Now the second part is that difficulty grasping concepts. Believe me, it can be difficult to grasp concepts in computer science when you're starting. That's why it's important to learn by doing, not by just watching tutorial videos or just going through the slides. You need to do the practical part of it. That's how you will understand it. But just reading through, nah, it will be difficult for you to grasp the concepts. So some coding concepts can seem abstract at first. Break them down into smaller parts. Practice regularly and seek help when needed. And staying motivated, that is important. You need to stay motivated. You need to find something that motivates you. Join study groups or find a coding buddy to keep you motivated. Celebrate small victories along the way to keep your momentum going. When your code runs, please, celebrate that small victory. Even if it's just console.write line, hello world. If it runs, please celebrate that small victory because that will bring some, confidence. That imposter syndrome, it will reduce a bit, but don't expect that it will never come back someday. It might come back in the future, but whenever you win, always celebrate your W's, right? So, in conclusion, transitioning from physics to computer science can be a rewarding journey. It is a rewarding journey for me, as I have already mentioned on the previous episode. I don't regret transitioning from physics and computer science to information technology, specializing with computer science. So, by leveraging your existing skills, focusing on practical learning, and staying motivated, you can successfully navigate this transition. This is for people who will be transitioning from other faculties into the natural and agricultural sciences, or the same people or the people in the same faculty just transitioning from one qualification to another. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for supporting me through this new journey that I'm taking, podcasting, right? Please leave, the comments on the comment section, like the video, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe, okay? Thank you.
Brought to you by Royal Mercy Institute.